hear me taking notes because I ain't gonna be able to play the video. But you feel free to find it. Okay. There's nothing.
All right, so I am attached to the wall. So I'm going to have to go back and forth. Welcome. Hopefully you're here for the Digital Academy orientation. My name is Ryan Brown. My official title is the Logistics Director, which is a lot to say, but I'm in charge of transportation. So you might have got an email from me today about that, and I'm also in charge of the Digital Academy. So if you call one phone number, please make sure you let the ladies know who answers the phone what you're calling about, because they'll assume transportation, because that's what 90% of the phone calls are. Just let them know that, hey, I need to talk to Mr. Brown about the Digital Academy. This is our second year. Last year was year number one. We had quite a few. This year, enrollment's dropped off some. I feel like maybe that's partly because some of our expectations have changed, and we're going to go through that this evening. I am hopeful to go through this and get you out of here as quickly and as timely a manner as I can. If you've got questions, please don't hesitate to stop me, raise your hand, and if I don't see it, yell louder. If you're just coming in, there are some PowerPoint handouts right up here on this table. So there's a breakdown of what we're going to go over tonight. As I said, my name is Ryan Brown. This is actually I think the start of my 13th year in the district. I think so. My first years were at the high school as the assistant principal, then I spent 9 years as the middle school principal, and last year was my first year in the logistics role, and now I'm starting my second year in the logistics role. I've got 4 kids, extremely we're spread out. I've got a senior, and then I have a 3rd grade son, so 3 girls, and then the son is the 3rd grader. He enters the group. The kids are very active. So the 2 high schoolers are both varsity athletes, and so it's busy. It's Saturday. We do not attend here. It's at Blue Carroll, so you might see me in purple sometimes. Saturday I was here cheering on my daughter who was at scrimmage here walking. So with that, flexibility. Dual roles. You've got your schedule, which might not line up with my schedule, so just make sure you're patient. Send me emails. Like I said, you can call in the office, and I don't think I put that number anywhere, and so you might want to write that down. The office phone number is 740 927 5901. And like I said, that's going to get you, the ladies will respond as though it's transportation. Just let them know that this is Digital Academy call, and I'll send it straight to you. Be patient with us, especially as this year gets rolling. There's a lot of busing changes, and there will be a lot of changes for the Digital Academy, but I will get to you. Communicate. If there's an issue of any kind, whether it's sickness and your child's not going to be online for a while, but for a reason, just let me know. Make sure you're communicating with me so that I can communicate with you what my expectations are through that. So I do have my email addresses, except they're on the next. And are they visible? They're probably not visible, but it's simple. They're both R Brown. I'm Ryan R Brown, and then @backup.org or the school one. Either one, they go straight to the same place. We talked last year at orientation, and many of you are veterans of this now. If this is brand new to you, I encourage you and your parents to set up some type of routine. This does not have to be your routine. It's just an example. But the students I found that struggled the most last year were students that when I would call and interact with them, there was no schedule, no pattern. They did school when they felt like it, And unfortunately, if I was talking, it was probably because they didn't feel like it very much. So establish a pattern. And I don't care if it's from midnight to 3 in the morning. That's the beauty of this. Understand, I'm not going to answer your email for you now. Okay? But if that's your pattern, I'm okay with that. But establish some type of pattern. Okay? So that everybody knows this is when I'm doing schoolwork. Okay? Some new requirements. So last year, the state of Ohio gave us a gift. It was a 1-year waiver. And we did not have to follow necessarily all the guidelines that OD requires. Now, we have our own school IRN number. We fall under the state guidelines. And those guidelines say, for a traditional school that has an online school, that's us, our students have to have 910 seat hours. Now, if you're a 7th through 12th grader in the building, you have to have 1,001. But you accomplish that easy if you're in the building because they include all your travel time. And if you have study hall, they don't care. It still counts. Still clocking hours. If you're in the building, it's clocking hours towards your 1,001 hours. But they're not like that. We're online. We have to have a record of 910 over the course of the year, which is 455 a semester, which is roughly 25 a week, roughly. Which, yep.
I'm sorry. What about the ones that are doing half in, half out?
So that will be taken care of because they will be half in and half out. They will, as long as they attend school regularly, they will be fine.
Okay.
Yep. So if you're a part-time student, the question was, what about those students? The building will take care of that attendance, and as long as you're attending school regularly, you will be good to go. Yes?
So what about seniors that only need a couple of classes?
That's a great question, and I don't have the answer for that right now. Because even seniors in the building have to, I don't have the answer, I'm going to have to look into it. It's new. So, as part of those new requirements, as we're trying to subtract seat hours last year, you didn't have, all the students had to do was answer all the choice questions, do the mastery test, do the post-test, be done. Unfortunately, can't do that this year. So this year, for all 4 classes, they're going to have to submit their guided notes. I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. It's easy. There will be locked mastery tests and post-tests. So last year was just locked post-tests. Now it's going to be logged mastery tests and posts. So you'll have to complete you have to turn in your assignment, per se, before I'll unlock the test for you. And then finally, IXL practice, which is brand new. It is not difficult, but it is definitely brand new. And I really wish I would have said I was going to do that from my device. Attendance. Students have to log in every day. That's no different than last year. So if you log into Admentum, check, you're done. Now granted, you probably should do some schoolwork too, but the second you log into Admentum, I know you've logged in, and that's that one small piece of attendance check that I need every day. That's a small piece of it. Guided notes. For core classes, so that's math, science, ELA, social studies, the core. You must fill out the guided notes, which go along with the tutorial. So there's a tutorial video, there's a guided notes in the resource section, it pulls straight up on the Chromebook, you can type straight in it, save it straight to your Google, and then I'm going to show you how to submit. Oh, or not. It's going to jump ahead on me. So this link will be posted on the Digital Academy website for this Google form. And each time they need to submit it, my advice would be save this as a bookmark on your Chromebook. So the first time you go to it, all you got to do to save it as a bookmark is go to this little star, click it, title it whatever you want to title it, and it'll be there forever. So you're ready to submit it? All I need from your child, their student ID number. Don't screw it up, because that's the only thing I've got to say that it's you. So make sure you type in your student ID number correctly. What subject you're submitting, and then you're going to click Add a File. It pulls up your Google Drive. You can search. Good. I would encourage you to put it in a folder you're going to find quickly. I'm going to go with I've already selected it. Previously selected. You would choose it. Click Submit. Done. ELA is submitted. And then it says, email me. So once you've submitted, email me. Now we're going to get to a point, I'm not there yet. It's been a lovely summer. I'm not there yet. We're going to get to the point where that is emailing me automatically, and then at that point I will email the parents and the students. They no longer need to email me that they've submitted, because I will have it auto telling me. As soon as your child submits something, I will have it email me that this has been submitted for this child. But for right now, every time they submit something, email me. Good so far?
So I have a question.
Yep.
For the guided notes, is it still where there's, so on Adventum, is there like the 5 guided notes that they have to have for each core for the week? Okay.
Yep. So mastery test won't be unlocked until I get that email and I check to see that you've turned it in. It needs to be turned in, it needs to be completed, and then I'll unlock those mastery tests. Once you've taken all the mastery tests, I'll unlock the post-test. And then once you've taken all the post-tests, when you get to the end of the semester, I'll unlock that semester test.
Question.
Yep.
So is it going to be like last year, if they didn't get a good grade, that it would be unlocked and be taken?
Absolutely. So the question was, can they retake stuff? So, yes, absolutely. Especially those students who are going to work ahead, there's no reason not to get straight A's. You can retake stuff as often as you need to improve your grade, okay? So don't be content with a D on something when all you need to do is email me, I'll unlock it. You might have to go back and look at the tutorial again and then improve your score.
And will that be for both masteries and the post-test? Or just
Yeah,
mastery?
absolutely. I did that last year for both mastery and post-tests. Yes. Yep.
Your statement about the different, schedules that families can keep. Is there a time frame that you will actually focus on unlocking mastery from the time you receive email?
So I can tell you the least busy part of my day, and I say that very loosely. The least busy part of my day is in the middle of the day. So approximately 9:30 to 1:30. That's my least busy time of the day. That's when, in theory, buses are done for the day, and I'm right in front of the camera. Buses are done for the day, and that's the least busy. So that's the best time to get a hold of me, and if you're wanting stuff unlocked, that's the best time to email me. But I check stuff pretty much all the time.
For hours, they need to have at least sitting hours, how many?
910, 455 for the semester. But, so how's that going to be accomplished? There's a lot of math that goes into it, and this next slide is going to help with some of it. So IXL is a new program that we added this year to help with the seat hours. It is personalized learning. So at the very beginning, that's a little tag I gave you, is the easiest way for your child to get logged in. At the very beginning of the school year, every student is going to take a diagnostic assessment in math and ELA, and that'll put them on a path. And then they just need to log in and do some work. And it's going to be geared towards them. And there are all 4 core subjects: math, ELA, science, and social studies. And so they need to do 20 minutes a day, 1.67 hours per week in the core subjects. You can do it all in one day. You want to crunch out math all in one day? I don't care. But by the end of the week, that's going to be a piece of it. Then the other piece is, I'm going to be monitoring how long you're in Edmentum, so I can get back the hours that you're sitting and doing Edmentum. And then each time you submit a tutorial, that's going to count for a certain number of hours based on, and that's where it gets into some, it's going to be dependent upon each class of how long the unit itself should take. So like if it says you're only supposed to do 1 mastery test a week, aka 1 tutorial a week, that submission is going to count for 5 hours, because that's going to be the equivalent of having sat in class every day for 5 days. Does that make sense? So that's how we're going to do it. That's why you've got to submit things pretty regularly. Yep?
Another question, sorry. She's taken one of our core classes, she's taken math at school. So is this still going to be something that she's going to have to do?
Right. Part-time students won't have to do, they'll only have to do core subjects that they are doing online.
Okay, so if she's doing her science and ELA at home, then she has to do.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know if you heard that question. The question was for part-time students. Do they have to do IXL? They would have to. You have to do IXL for any subject that you're doing online, core subject. So if you're doing math online, part-time, you would have to do math through IXL. Okay. The login cards. That's that last thing. And those are just handy. You can scan it and it'll get you signed in. Resources we're going to be using. I don't want you to feel like we're overwhelming you this year. Students, your child should be familiar with Google. I mean, we've used now Google ever since I've been in the district, so you should be familiar with Google and Google Drive. If you were in the Digital Academy last year, we did Edmentum. So the only new thing is IXL, and I'll tell you, that's not me, I forgot to turn mine off. IXL is very user-friendly. Once they get logged in, once they take that diagnostic assessment, they're going to see right away what suggestions they can do. And it is truly whatever you want to do in that subject. Yes?
The QR code is not currently going
Great. It could, the QR code could be locked because I probably haven't opened it yet.
on. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to show you, in case you're new to our school, I'm going to just show you what the Edmentum screen looks like. This is what it will be. Last year, so this is a change. So make sure, new, old students to the Digital Academy, make sure you're paying attention. Last year, we had Google single sign-on, which means you can click the Google button and sign on with Google. That's not going to be the case this year. So your account number, which is on that last slide, the account number is ACEDA4. It should be on that slide. ACEDA4. Your username is student's last name dot student ID number. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. And then the password for everybody right now is SWL12345. Piece of cake, change it. Okay, this is one of those things. Log in, get logged in, change it.
Thank you.
Any questions about it? I'm going to switch to IXL. Before I do that, you see on the username, the only thing different when your child's username is now there's no dot. So it's just last name, student ID number, squished together. Password's still the same, change it. I'll show you what IXL looks like. It's probably one of the easiest logins too, because it's truly IXL.com. And so you go to IXL.com, type in username and password, log in, and like I said, The first time, do you want to take the diagnostic assessment? You're going to want your child to take the diagnostic assessment. I can tell you that the math and the ELA one, they suggest it's going to be 45 minutes per. So just keep that in mind. Mr. Graham said 20 minutes a day. Yes. So you don't need to do the full diagnostic assessment in one day. You can, but you don't have to. And then once that's done, for math and ELA, it is going to give you recommended. Science and social studies, it gives you recommendations kind of based on it, but you can kind of go on whichever path you want to go. Let's see. Great. Letter grades will be given at the end of the semester. I'll give a 9 weeks grade. It'll be a